Well, it was a sudden termination of Don Lemon's show on X. The former CNN anchor sat down with Elon Musk in Texas for what should have been his first interview as a host on the social media platform. From topics like the 2024 presidential election to Musk's reported drug use, the billionaire wasn't too happy with the exchange and was quick to cancel the contract. Let's take a look at what's been released so far.
Do you believe that X and you have some responsibility to moderate hate speech on the platform? That you wouldn't have to answer these questions from reporters about the Great Replacement theory as it relates to Democrats?
I don't have to answer these questions.
After this touchy interview, Elon Musk will not be working with Don Lemon and has made that abundantly clear.
Don, the only reason I'm doing this interview is because you're on the X platform and you asked for it. Otherwise, I would not do this interview.
So you don't think, do you think that you wouldn't get in trouble or you wouldn't be criticized for these things?
I'm criticized constantly. I could care less.
Now any partnership with the Don Lemon Show has been axed on Musk's social media network X. The former CNN anchor recorded the interview with the billionaire for his unaired first episode, and nothing was off the table. Things got personal when Lemon brought up Musk's drug use.
You talk about your ketamine use and depression. You also have said, and
the reason I should say, the reason I mentioned the ketamine prescription on the X platform was because I thought maybe this is something that could help other people.
And then it took a political turn.
You recently met with Donald Trump in Florida. What did you guys talk about?
I was at a breakfast at a friend's place, and Donald Trump came by. That's it.
What did you discuss?
I don't. Let's just say he did most of the talking.
Musk is the owner of X. He can do what he wants with his platform, but it's left people wondering where he truly stands on free speech.
And he supposedly says this is a public square for all. Maybe we're learning that a public square should not be privately owned.
In a post on X, the company said only that after careful consideration, it decided not to enter into a commercial partnership with the show. It added that Lemon's show is welcome to publish its content on X without censorship. Musk added, quote, "What we aren't going to do is guarantee minimum payments to him as he was demanding, which would be going beyond everyone else. Unfortunately, all Lemon wants to do is rehash the dying CNN business model, but on social media, which will do even worse here than it did on cable TV." And the sparring continues. Lemon then posting, "You weren't nearly so skeptical when you and your CEO were asking me to exclusively partner with you. What changed?" Despite being fired last year by CNN after a 17-year run with the network, he sat down with CNN anchor Aaron Burnett this week to discuss his interview with Musk.
I took X.
You took him literally at all those sound bites we said about
Elon Musk. I took X. I took their managers at their words because they pursued me so hard that they were going to put me on the platform and give me as much assistance and support as they promised. And they did not do that.
X announced in January a new content partnership with Lemon for the show, saying it would post 30-minute episodes 3 times a week on subjects including politics, culture, sports, and entertainment. That deal was part of the struggling platform's efforts to bolster its content offerings and attract advertisers.
But apparently, free speech absolutism doesn't apply when it comes to questions about him from people like me. What did we talk about? Why is he so upset? Does he even have a reason to be upset?
With all the drama unfolding, Lemon is ensuring his viewers that the 90-minute interview will air on Monday on YouTube, on his podcast, and yes, on X. Yotam Ophir is a professor at the University of Buffalo and studies media effects, persuasion, misinformation, conspiracy theories, and extremism. Yotam, thank you for joining us on Trending Now. And I want to start by getting your initial thoughts on the parts of the interview that have been released so far between Lemon and the free speech absolutist Elon Musk.
What strikes me is that we are still having a conversation about whether or not Elon Musk is a free speech warrior or a self-interested billionaire who is using social media and information environment in general as his private toy. He recently claimed that he will fight for the right of people to say whatever they want on his platform, including some high-profile cases against Disney and so on. But then again and again and again, when push comes to shove, it seems like he can't handle any criticism of himself, of his platform, and all that, nice platitudes about free speech kind of disappear in moments of truth.
One thing Musk posted last night, and we'll bring that up here, all Lemon wants to do is rehash the dying CNN business model, but on social media, which will do even worse here than it did on cable TV. Yoram, what do you make of that statement? Do you agree or disagree here?
Social media companies from the early days of the industry, somewhere in the 2005s, 6-ish, saw themselves as replacements of the old guard. They saw themselves as kind of liberating people from the claws of big media, right? Back in the day, Reddit had this slogan that they would print on shirts that said "Freedom from the press." So they saw themselves as kind of, Robin Hoods who are taking away from the rich and giving back to the people. But none of them, not Reddit and not, the old Twitter and not the new Twitter, none of them ever told us what are they going to do instead. Like, what's their model for a high quality, democratic, version of journalism. So it's an easy target to attack the media, especially for Elon Musk, who's been pandering and catering for the conservative right for a while now. But it's not like he is able to tell us what he's going to build instead of the failing CNN system that he mocks so often. I mean, he argues that the alternative that he's going to offer is one that really cherishes free speech, that is like democratic and open, and then he fires the guy who asks him a tough question. So it's not obvious that he has a better alternative. I mean, the media are not perfect, and communication professors will be the first to say that, by the way. Our job is not to defend the media. It's not perfect, but it's still do much better than the alternatives at the moment. So we need to find ways to make media stronger and not just to, mock it and replace it with anarchy.
The dispute between Lemon and Musk could very well end up in a courtroom. So what could happen next year?
I mean, Elon Musk is unexpected. That's part of why he's so attractive for all of us to study and to question. Again, he came up a couple of months ago and said that he's gonna fund every person who loses his job because they said something on Twitter. Basically, after an actress was arguably fired from The Mandalorian for saying all kind of things on X. So Elon Musk goes on and says, I'm gonna fund everyone who loses his job or her job because of things they said on my platform to keep my platform free. And then he fires a guy who said something on X. So I'm just wondering at this stage if Elon Musk is going to fund the lawsuit against himself. And that would be something else, right?
Well, it would just be hypocritical if he doesn't. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Yoram.
Thank you.